Hello, back to bottom. My name is Beast. Today we're back with IroSekai, not Kana-Route. We finished that one already. Sorry. Been going through Kana-Route again, Deathly Route. Just needed some wholesome in my life. Anyways, go ahead and repeat yourself, please.
私のお母さんは生まれつき体が弱くて、子供の頃から大きな病院に入退院を繰り返していたそうです。
Kind of peers out beyond the ocean towards the horizon as begins to recount her memories.
そんなお母さんですから、結婚して私を産んで、それが体に大きな負担となって、さらに病院での生活が多くなったと言います。
Oh yeah, some of you may have noticed the utter stupidity that is in this head, because my stupid ass was like, oh, what if Kana's secretly little sister of Arenya? No. No, we know who the fucking little sister of Renya is. We fucking know who it is. It's fucking Kyo. We literally saw the blind man, in a younger version of himself in one of the fucking CGs. Yes, still, can you get down from there?
それでもお母さん子だったまだ小さかったあの頃の私は大好きなお母さんと一緒にいられないのが寂しくて
Get the fuck down from there!
なんだか誰かに不公平を強制されているような気がして自分がすごくかわいそうな子だと思い込んでました。もしかするとお母さんに意地悪されてるとまで考えていたかもしれません。あの時の私は私の大好きなお母さん、綺麗で優しくていい匂いがして憧れだった。それなのに私の大好きを分かってくれないお母さんはひどいって。
Anyway, I was convincing myself it was her fault as a sort of coping mechanism. Kind of continues. Well, he was an awful daughter. Then, on a certain summer day, my mom was put back in the hospital.
小さな私は思いました。どうしよう、お母さんがまた入院しちゃう。それにお父さんが言ってた。今回はいつもよりずっと長くなるかもしれないって。だけど、それは嘘だった。私、聞いちゃったんですよね。お母さんがあさってには病院に行かなくちゃいけない日のその夜に、お父さんと親戚のおじさんが居間でひそひそお話ししているのを。
My God, what have we done to deserve this cruel punishment? My father would weep every night as he pressed his crossed arms against his chest and prayed to some god from some foreign land. My uncle grew furious. There's no goddamn god in this world. What the hell did my sister do to deserve this? You pray devoutly every single day. You treat your neighbors with kindness and respect. Where's your God now? Why is he allowing this to happen? This is why we don't believe in that phony religion anymore. I knew what this meant. Mom was not going to come home. That was what their words had meant. Her illness had progressed. The doctors had all but given up. Her time left in this world was dwindling, and ultimately...
お母さんは病気に負けて死んでしまう。入院が長くなるんじゃなくて帰ってこれない。そういったことを二人は泣きながら言っていました。そんな暗くて冷たい言葉ばかりがあの部屋には充満していて、でもその時の私には死ぬということがどういうものなのか正しく理解できませんでした。 それだけ小さい私だったんです。心も体も。ただそれでもお母さんがどこか遠くへ行ってもう戻ってきてくれないと、それだけのことはなんとなくわかります。私バカでしたこともあろうか、またお母さんが私に意地悪するんだって、また私を一人にするんだって、そんなどうしようもないことを考えてふてくされてしまったんです。
So I remember the conversation my father and uncle had. Kana really loves her mother so much. Just don't know what to do. She might never get over the grief of losing her, my father said. My uncle then spoke. There's summer festival the next turn over tomorrow. I forgot how many exactly they said, but I suppose there's gonna be thousands of fireworks. Maybe she can go with her mom and share one final happy memory. My father nodded in agreement. Sounds like a fine idea. Suppose that's all we can truly do for Kana at this point. My uncle nodded solemnly. He'd come with realistic, pragmatic ways to fight back in times of tragedy, instead of averting our eyes and praying for a miracle. That's far healthier.
立ち向かう。立ち向かう。おじさんは立ち向かうと言いました。悲しいことに立ち向かう。それなら私は祈るよりもまず先に何に対して立ち向かうべきなのか考えました。
So I decided to go to the summer festival. It was my mother, my father, my uncle, and I. It was both the first and last time that we would ever go to a festival as a family like that.
その浴衣、お母さんが小さい頃に着てたのよ。ずいぶん昔のだけど、まだ着れてよかった。
I acted in defiance against my mother. I kept silent, spoke not a word to her all day. My mother made an effort to talk to me time and time again, yet all I did was ignore her. Only in retrospect do I realize how much physical pain she must have been in that day. Yet she bore with it for my sake. She put on a smile and tried to touch me affectionately.
やめて、お母さんなんか嫌いだって。お母さん悲しそうな顔をしていました。病院になんか行かないでよ。もう帰ってこれないなんて嘘だよね。ちょっといつもより長くなるだけでちゃんと帰ってくるんだよね、お母さん。それならどうせ帰ってくるんだから一回くらい病院に行かなくても平気だよって私が言うと、お母さんとても困った顔するんです。そんなの当たり前ですけど、でもお母さんにそんな顔されるのが私はとても悲しかった。違いますね。あの時の私はもっと嫌なこと考えてました。どうして私は悪くないのに、私はただ立ち向かってるだけなのに、そんな風に子供のわがままばかりを身勝手自由にまき散らしてました。
But he couldn't admit defeat. This was the tragedy that I had to fight against. My mother was about to go somewhere far, far away, so I had to do everything in my power to stop it. I had to resist. I had to fight back. No matter how unruly or mean I had become in the process, I was prepared to do it to stay with my mother.
そうです。私は悲しいことに立ち向かうって決めてたんです。お母さんを病院になんか閉じ込めさせない。病院よりも私が大事だってお母さんにそう言ってもらうんだって、そんな風に強く思っていました。だからたくさん困らせてお母さんを引き止めてそうすれば病院には行かないからってそう言ってくれると思って。本当にバカでしょ私って。子供だったからって許されることにも限界があるって思います。
No, all this still sounds like something a small child could do when they aren't explained everything in detail. Like, just she's been taught, like, based on what it's said, like, yeah, sure, they explained that it's fatal illness, but it more so sounds like they were like, sorry, but she's gonna go someplace far, far away where we can't be with her anymore. Instead of just saying, like, you know how you're alive right now? and I'm alive, well, soon she isn't going to be anymore. Like, yes, that may sound harsh, but you gotta be straight with children sometimes.
どうしてそんなに意地悪するのと私は泣きました。触らないでとお母さんの手を拒否しました。お母さんなんか大嫌いだって何度も言いました。
Each time I did, she'd simply look at me sadly and call my name. It's old hands, she eventually said. That'll make me feel better, Kana. You won't feel sad if you're holding Mommy's hand.
ねえ、お願い。手をつなぎましょう。お母さん、あなたと手をつなぐのが大好きよ。あなたの手はね、とてもとても小さいけれど、私に勇気をくれるのよ。なんだか、ああ、幸せだなって、そう思うのよ。
それでも私は無視し続けてしまいました。本当どうしようもなく嫌な子ですよね、私。でも一つだけ言い訳させてください。本当に大好きだったんです、お母さんのこと。どうしてもそばにいてほしかった。だから説得しなくちゃ、お母さんを。でもあの時の私にはそのための一番いい方法がまるで何一つとして浮かばなかった。わがままを言って私をかわいそうだと思ってもらう。私はお母さんがいないと何もできない小さな子だと分かってもらう。それくらいのことしか考えつかなくて。
I began to panic. The festival was about to end. The day would soon be over, and I had yet to convince her to stay. What do I do? I asked myself. I can't have her go back to the hospital. I can't give up. I have to find a solution. So when will I last resort?
私はわざと人混みに紛れて3人のそばから離れました。あの夏祭りはお母さんとの最後の思い出なのに、私は私のひどく幼稚なわがままばかりしか思い出せない。それがとても悲しいです。
But I was doing what I thought was right at the time. In my mind, I was fighting against this tragedy.
私はお母さんが絶対に探しに来てくれると信じて、この灯台に無断で上がり込みその点は今も全然変わりませんけど、そうしてこの場所に座ってお母さんが迎えに来てくれるのを待ってたんです。
She'll come find. When she does, she'll apologize and promise never to go to the hospital ever again, I told myself. That was what I'd convinced myself of at the time. Eventually, fireworks began to light up the sky one after another. Our mother was nowhere to be seen.
早くごめんなさいが言いたかったの。お母さんを嫌いだなんて、触らないでなんて、そんなひどいことを言ったの謝りたかったのに、お母さんと手をつないでお家に帰りたいってそう思っていた私だったのに。
That was mere wishful thinking. Fireworks stopped and the festival lights began to blink out one after another. Yet my mother still hadn't come to get me.
もしかして私の嫌いでお母さんが私を嫌いになってしまったんじゃ。
Fear began to grip me. At this rate, I thought my mom really is going to leave me all alone in the dark. Then came the tears. Cried out, looked out at the direction of the festival site and yelled at the top of my lungs.
気づいてよ私はここだよここにいるよ
Fireworks then began to explode again, hundreds upon thousands. The festival's not yet over, it seemed. Their thundering roars drowned out my cries for help. I climbed up onto the guardrail and cried out in hopes that this would allow my voice to carry farther.
もうどこにも行かないでよ私を迎えに来てよお母さんそれでもやっぱり花火の音は大きくてそれに比べると私の声はあぶくが破裂するよりも小さくて
I was overcome with depression. I thought that every single person in this world was conspiring together to torment me. I looked down and the ground was so far below me.
もしもここから飛び降りて大怪我をしたらお母さんは駆けつけてくれるだろうか私の怪我が心配だからって病院に行くのをやめてくれるだろうか
She would be by my side every day until I was fully recovered. It was a terrible idea, yes, but I was a small child who lacked a better judgment than I was at my wit's end.
立ち向かうとおじさんは言いました何に病気に神様にそれともここから飛び降りるための恐怖に対して
All came together at that moment. This is it, I thought. This is what I have to fight against. I was going to get my mother's attention, and to that end, I was prepared to do the stupidest thing I could. Jump. I was ready to do anything. Anything if it meant I wouldn't have to lose her. Once the next set of fireworks were fired off, I decided I would do it. However, I simply wasn't brave enough. The pains scared me too much. That was it. That beat me. I was on my fight
ここ
against
から
it.
地面に飛び降りて大きな怪我をして
Then what would become of me? I would be met with a fate so terrifying that I couldn't even begin to imagine it, not even in my wildest dreams. If Mommy goes to the hospital, she'll go away forever and ever. That's what'll happen to me if I fall, I said, thinking through my head. So ultimately, I decided I would give up on waiting for my mother, carefully get down from the railing, and then leave the lighthouse and go search for her. Then wind blew by. I guess the wind so from far out at sea.
私の小さな体は煽られて足を滑らせ地面に向かって落下しました
Couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anything. All I felt was the pain, the agonizing pain. I landed, caught in the branch of a large nearby tree, and I was still alive. To this day, I still don't know if that tree was what saved me or what nearly killed me.
でも体中ボロボロで息をするのがやっとでしたここで私は終わりなんだとなんとなくわかりました
This is it, I told myself. I was going to die right here. I was frightened. Just wanted to apologize to my mother. This terrorizing fear was what she'd been fighting against for so long, all by herself. There, as I lay breathing my final breaths, I finally understood that. Mommy, I called her in my head. Mommy, please, Mommy. A deep dark void was consuming me, and it was threatening to carry me off to some place far, far away. That was when I heard a voice whispering in my ear. Then I smelled something. It was a soothing scent, reminded me of the hospital ward or the nurse's office at school. Oh, never mind. She was actually saved by the MC. No longer did my mind and body feel heavy. It was all so strange. The smell was so nice. It was like I was sitting in the nurse's office at school. I felt so at peace, like I was slipping into a sweet dream. So I opened my eyes. I could do so, in and of itself, was already a miracle. Are you okay? My savior was a tiny little sorcerer boy. You know, as opposed to a soldier boy. Depression. Soldier, as in the people in an army, not soldier. We don't talk about soldier boy. Kana had fallen from the lighthouse, and I, at the time, just so happened to be in the vicinity passing by. I found her and saved her via Shinku's magic.
やっぱり覚えていませんかユマさん 私は昔ここでユーマさんと会っているんです。
And you saved my life, she goes on to say.
不思議でした。ここから下へ落ちた時、痛くて暗くて苦しくてもうダメだってそう思ってた何もかもが一瞬でなくなってしまいました。これは魔法だと思いました。目の前の人は魔法使いさんなんだって。私がそう聞くと、あなたは不思議そうな顔をするばかりでしたけど、それでも私にはそう思えたんです。名前を聞くと、加上優馬だと教えてくれたあの時の男の子は、絵本の中に出てくるような不思議で優しい魔法使いさんなんだって。
But truly don't remember. She and I supposedly met on this day many, many years ago. Listen, just put two and two together. You know that there was a portion of your life where you would literally forget everything after a single day passed. Put two and two together. That was during that portion of your life. Perhaps this occurred before I met Suzu, still known as the witch at the time, and my memories from that period have sunk into deep abyss. And that could very well be the event. One of them could very well be the event which Kana speaks of. Young boy from back then who was cursed with having his memories reset upon each day's end. The young boy whose identity changed from day to day.
私を助けてくれた魔法使い。私の死ぬかもしれないを助けてくれた。もしかするとこの人ならお母さんの病気を治してくれるかもしれない。だから私はあの時ユーマさんにお願いしたんです。お願いします、魔法使いさん。私のお母さんを助けてください。何でもします。私ができることなら何だって。もしも魔法使いさんがお母さんを助けてくれるなら、私は。
Will you? Will you teach me what it is I want to know?
それはどういうことですか？私、誰かに何かを教えられるほど頭良くないです。
Figured that the sorcerer boy must have wanted a very special form of rumination in return for saving my mother. Some large enough to value the cost of performing a miracle to save someone's life.
お金だって今はあんまりありません。
The boy shook his head. I don't want money, he said. What I need is to experience love.
恋ですか？
Right, the sorceress said it was a part of our contract.
魔法使いさんの魔法使いさん？
Pretty much. So can you please teach me what falling in love is like? Be very appreciative if you could.
そんなこと言われてもわかりません。それにそういうのは誰かに教えてもらってわかるようなものじゃないって思いますし。
Alright. See, the feeling of being in love isn't something you can teach others. The sorcerer boy nodded musingly.
私がそれを魔法使いさんに教えてあげないと、魔法使いさんは私のお母さんを助けてはくれませんか？
The sorcerer boy didn't seem to be paying attention to me any longer. He was looking off to the side and talking to himself, even though no one was there. I was the only one I could see. It didn't require an answer to know that this probably meant I couldn't get him to save my mother.
それなら私があなたのことを好きになるよ。頑張ります。
In the spur of the moment, I blurted that out. In hindsight, it was probably because of the fear that he was about to bid me farewell and leave right then and there. I wanted to stop him. I wanted him to at least somewhat consider my proposal.
私があなたを好きになる。今は無理でも頑張れば私あなたのこと大好きになれます。
I don't know why, but this just sounds like, he just goes like, will you fall in love with me? She just goes, I will try my best. It will be a struggle, considering what you're like, but I can try, I suppose.
それではダメですか？それは恋じゃないですか？
I don't know. If I knew what it was, I wouldn't be searching for someone to teach me about it. Actually, didn't you just say not a minute ago that love is something you can't teach someone? One question. If you fall in love with me, will I be able to learn what love truly is? I shook my head. He and I were both much too young to fully understand it, I thought.
わかりません。私には。
Right. You don't know. He replied quickly, matter-of-factly. I began to panic.
でも、私は魔法使いさんが欲しいものを渡せないかもしれないけど、でも、それでも、あなたを好きになるように、私、頑張りますから。
Actually, this route will prove how retarded Skasa's route is. Because if he can actually save her mom, then he 100% would have been able to save the granny in Skasa's route as well.
だからお願い。お母さんを助けて。
You, the sorcerer boy, then start to murmur to yourself again. Alright, I'll make you a promise. I will save your mom. In return, you have to teach me the true meaning of what I want to know, even if it doesn't come from you directly. Those are the terms of a promise, he said.
はい、絶対です。その約束、絶対に守ります。今はお母さんが一番だから、今すぐあなたを大好きにはなれないけれど、
But, I continue.
私たちがもっと大きくなったこの先のいつかできっとそうなれるようにって頑張ります。
Okay, that sounds good. Promise to protect you until that day comes, and you can teach me what love truly is.
私を
Protect me. Right, I have to find out what love is no matter what. I've made a contract, so I have to fulfill it. But it created a lot of problems for me if something happened to you in the meantime before the future comes and you have the opportunity to teach me. So if you ever find yourself in trouble, just come here to this lighthouse and I'll find you.
私にピンチなことがあったら
I spent all day today walking around the town, observing the people, taking in the sights. Certainly a beautiful world here, I'll say. Point to the sky and then countless fireworks exploded, painting the night sky in a myriad of bright colors. But this world is also so terribly filthy. People trick each other. They delight in seeing others cry. And even if one person wishes to save another, the worst possible scenario can still occur. That person just loses the last bit of their strength. Even if they've never wronged anyone in all their life. I don't know who it was that decided the world should operate this way. But whoever or whatever they are, they have to have a sinister heart. Perhaps the fact that you want to live your life freely and without constraint causes issue for them. Especially in the case of young girls like you. Well, that's what the sorceress tells me, at least. I hadn't the slightest idea what you'd just said, Yuma. So anyways, this is why I'll promise you. If you ever find yourself in some dire predicament, mental or physical, I come and save you. So you have to teach me what it is I want to know, he said with a smile. My heart at that time was trapped in a deep pit of despair, but that smile of yours, it pulled me right out.
ありがとう。
I could feel it. The courage I needed to stand up and fight. I could feel it surging through my
魔
veins.
法使いさんが私を守ってくれる。
How did that end up coming to be? Had it been because the sorceress of his told him to promise me so? The sorceress did begin to intrigue me a slight bit. But it didn't matter. I was so happy. I wasn't alone anymore. I had him now.
待ち合わせはこの灯台ですか？
After so many years spent in loneliness, someone had finally reached out to me. I was overjoyed.
もしこの先何かがあって、そしてどうしても辛い時、ここで待っていれば、魔法使いさんは私に会いに来てくれる？
Yep, till the day comes when you can fulfill our promise.
約束が守られるまで。
Right. I'm apparently always free and I never have much to do. So I'll swing by here every day from now on around this time. And if I find you here, we'll sit and talk, just like we did tonight. Is that alright? You asked, to which I responded with a nodded head and a firm yes. Bring your mom here as soon as you can. The promise to you was that I'd save her, so I have to do just that.
わかりました。すぐにお母さんを探して戻ってきます。
So just wait right here. With those words, I ran off in search of my mother. don't remember it. Nothing within my memory has me meeting a girl like her and exchanging a promise along those lines. I've no doubt I indeed did make such a flippant promise to her, and then immediately forgot about it the next day. Maybe I wasn't fully cognizant at the time of the absurd rule my brain followed that caused my memories to reset with the passing of each day. Chinka probably didn't know either. That had to have been why I promised her that I'd swing by that lighthouse every day.
ごめんなさい、ユマさん。私はあなたに嘘をつきました。すぐにお母さんを連れて戻ってくると言ったのに、それなのに私は戻ってこれませんでした。ほんの数週間前、ユマさんがここで私を助けてくれたあの日まで、私はここに戻ってこれなかったんです。
You could say that his memories do stick in his unconscious to a degree. Like he just felt like, feels like I should head to the lighthouse on exactly the day that she first came again, like for the first time since the promise.
だから私はまだお母さんにごめんなさいを言えずにいます。あの時からずっと私の時間は止まったままです。悪い子だった私のままなんです。レンちゃんもお母さんにごめんなさいとさよならが言えなかったと泣いていました。お母さんがどこかから見ていてくれるからって痛いのを我慢して笑ってて、それまで私とレンちゃんはどこか似ているように思えていました。でも私たちは全然似ていませんでした。正反対だったんです。だってあの子はあんなに強くて、私は今も後悔ばかりしています。お母さんにひどいこと言ってしまったのを、痛いのを我慢していたら泣いてしまいそうです。あの子のように笑いなんかしません。
No, I'm not supposed to cry, but I just can't. Kana adds, staring out at the vast blue sea before us. Kana?
はい。
I have a number of questions I want to ask. Can I ask you them one by one? She nods. The first is about the promise we made. The promise that she and I made, which I no longer remember. The promise that vanished into the air of the night, just as I did then. I want to ask everything in order so I get a clear picture of the situation. I would save your sick mom, and in return, you would teach me what love truly was. In addition to that, I would protect you from the time until you were able to fulfill your end of the promise. Is that every detail of the promise you made all those years ago?
そういうことになります。ユーマさんは言ってくれました。お母さんを助けてくれる。そして私がピンチになった時、その時は私を助けてくれるって。
Why? When the promise sounded completely infeasible to a naive, innocent young little child. And just as innocently naive myself. Such an nonsensical cliche that I almost want to scoff at the idea. Who would dare hold sort of conviction at that age to decide on things for their future selves so many years down the road? And even if it was declared with sincerity, time and age, roads, many things. It was a promise made when we were children. Nobody would possibly remember such a thing after so many years. Nobody would cling to it, honor it so dearly, surely not. So did she. If you always believed in that promise even to this very day, did you really believe that I would save your mom, that I'd protect you until the day when we could fulfill your end of the promise? Should have known it was too good to be true. I soon realized something. Kind of said that she'd never ultimately brought her mom back to me. So what happened to her mom on that day?
私の時間はあの頃から進んでいない。止まったままです。あれから随分と時間が経って、ユーマさんも大きくなって、そして私の体にも等しく時間は作用して、でも私の心はあの頃のままです。それは比喩でも何でもないんです。あの日迷子になってしまった私が成長できる場所はどこにもなかった。本を読んで想像を広げるくらいのことしか。 この世界の一般常識だとかを知るための、それらを私に教えてくれるような場所に私は属することができなかったんです。
That's why I say that I haven't grown up, Kana says. That's what I mean when I say I was lost. Lost. So I'd save you and protect you if you were in trouble. So the fact that you're here before me means you're in some sort of trouble, right? Being burdened and helpless against certain unescapable circumstances. That would be what this means, right?
それはここで再会した時にも言いましたよ。魔法使いさん、私今とってもピンチなんですって。
Did she? No, honestly, I can't quite recall.
私はあなたに助けてもらいに来ました。でもユマさんが私を約束通り助けてくれるのには、私も約束を守らないといけません。
You have to teach me about love, you know.
それが約束ですから。私はユーマさんを好きになる。それで約束通りユーマさんが知りたいことを渡せたならって。
Right.
ユーマさん、
So it's for a reason you've been spending time and hanging around me so much, isn't it? Because you're actually... I hold my tongue. I was really about to say that to her. Why even weighing the options in my head? Shouldn't it be obvious? It's a special kind of logic to clear them to someone that you love them on your very first encounter. Though in the first place. I'm not sure if Kana ever once told me specifically that she loved me. Slips from my mind. I don't know. Can't recall if she ever said that or not. So she's saying...
はい。
putting in all this effort so she could fall in love with me. She went about it in a bit of a comical way, I'll just say.
それは。
As I was saying, I continue interrupting her. At first I was rife with suspicion. Didn't trust you one bit. My first thought was that maybe you were some sort of spy who had come to gain intel on us liberators. But as you say, I guess sometimes reality truly is stranger than fiction. I know, but grin ruefully. It was all just so bizarre.
だからそれは。
Never mind, I'll just forget about it. For now, I ought to steer the conversation away from this. I'm gonna work on analyzing and sorting out my personal feelings on the matter later. Anyway, my next question. You said that you were in a predicament now. You said that you're lost. Would it be correct in assuming that this is related to the reason why you want to enlist our assistance as liberators?
はい、私はユーマさんに助けてほしい。私を自由にしてもらいたい。
But she adds, casting a gaze downward.
その事情はまだユーマさんに伝えることができません。
Because you haven't saved up enough to cover the fee. I know I'm the one who suggested that method, but surely after everything you've told me, you don't have to stick to it
違い
anymore.
ます。確かにそれも気になってはいますけど、そうじゃないんです。私は今私をピンチにさせているすべてをうまく言葉にできないんです。南カナダっていう嘘の名前を使っていることも、つい数週間前までずっと迷子になっていたことも、それら全部をユーマさんに迷惑をかけないままに説明することが困難なんです。そのための言葉を私は持っていません。
I see. Right, I can't forget. Minamikana is a mere alias.
私は家に帰りたいと思いました。お母さんと短い時間を過ごしたあの家に。でも事情があって私は自分の家の帰り道がわかりません。だから私は迷子なんです。私は管理人さんに私の家の場所を探してもらえないかとお願いしました。その住所は更地になってしまっているとのことでした。私の家はもうありません。それなら次は私が一番知りたかったこと、お母さんの今現在です。 それを管理人さんに探してもらっています。あの日言えなかったごめんなさいがどうしても言いたくて。でもまだその結果は返ってきていません。
Alright, I think I got the general picture of everything now. I promise that the job requests you want to make of us are tangentially related, but not one and the same. The promise is that I will protect you and that you will teach me about love. And that I would save her ailing mother, although I don't know whether that bit is still in effect. Your request is that I set you free from whatever it is that has you in this predicament. Don't know what this is yet, and you're at a loss for how to explain it to me. Although depending on what that is might also fall under the purview of my promise to protect you. That is, as long as she and I both hold some degree of desire to still keep this agreement intact. But I'm sorry, Con, I don't remember anything about the story you told me. Similar to how you lack the words to adequately detail your predicament to me, I lack the memories to explain to you how or why I initially made that promise to you. If you say that I did, though, then I'll believe you. I fully take you at your word, so I'll do whatever I can to help you. A promise is a promise, after all. I'll protect you. I have no way of envisioning what kind of hardships are plaguing you right now, but you don't have to worry about the request fee any longer. Since I made that promise to you, this is no longer work-related. Personal agreement between you and I. The more I thought about it, the little I had to think about it, that seemed like the little I had to think about it, that seemed like the obvious conclusion. But even then, look, it's Kano. I've heard your story. Even if you've yet to tell me the full account of everything that's happened to you up until this point, I acknowledge everything you've heard, and I'll grant you a wish. I have every reason to do so. You're a resident of the dorm, so I have to take care of you. Plus, you're my friend, and it's normal for friends to help each other in times of need. So please come in. I'll my hand towards her once more. Please come down. What are you gonna do if a gust of wind comes by? That's bad when you were a child, and look what happened to you then.
私、
Yeah?
ユーマさんが2回目にここで助けてくれたあの時は私、今度こそ死のうと思ったんです。
Kana suddenly begins narrating again, with her back turned to me. I have no way of seeing the expression on her face. Wait, her back is turned to you? Walk up to her and pull her off the fucking railing! She promised herself that she would never cry under any circumstances. I feel a small prick of anxiety in my chest. What if she's quietly sobbing to herself right now?
帰ってきてみると、この街は私が知っているそれとは何もかもが随分と違ってしまっていて、そしていくら待っていても私を守ってくれるはずの魔法使いさんはやってこなかった。だからやけになってしまったんです。ここから飛び降りて今度こそ大怪我どころか何もかも終わりにできれば、それで私はお母さんと会えるんだって。そうして今の私をピンチにしている何もかもから逃げ出せるんだって。そうしてものすごい幸運が重なって、私はユーマさんとまたこうして出会うことができました。結果的には飛び降りて正解だった。短絡的だと怒られてしまうかもしれませんが、私はそう思っているんです。
My lucky item is falling from great heights and injuring myself, she says, and she just fucking falls back. Like, fucking MC just chubs after, heals both of them, and suddenly fucking Jigure shows up. I found your mom! Why does this keep working?! Her figure lightly sways as she stands atop the railing. Stop, please. Just stop. This isn't funny anymore.
私を自由にしてくれる。あなたはそう言ってくれました。ずっと昔に約束した通りとは言い難くても、そう誓ってくれました。
That's why I gotta
また
continue.
希望が持てました。 この町に戻ってくる前に抱いていた希望をです。私はまだ生きていけるのかもしれない。魔法使いさんが奇跡を起こしてくれる。でも私ダメですよね。どうしてもレンちゃんみたいに強くはなれない。どんなに頑張ってもお母さんにひどいことを言ってしまった自分を許せない。思い出してしまうんです。大嫌いって言ってしまった時、お母さんが悲しそうに目を細めていたあの時の顔、夢にだって何度も見ました。ごめんなさい、ごめんなさいお母さん。私悪い子だった。私はレンちゃんとハクさん、あのお二人のことを思うとどうしてもお母さんのことを思い出してしまいます。ユウマさん、ハクさんはレンちゃんのことを自慢に思っているって言っていたと、そうユウマさんはレンちゃんに言っていましたよね。
Yeah, she told me that while you and Ren were still asleep.
私のお母さんは強くなれない私のことを自慢には思ってくれないと思います。ハクさんの言うようにこれからを強く明るく生きていくだろうレンちゃん。どうしても強くなりきれない弱すぎる私、どうしても比べてしまう。ハクさんはレンちゃんのことをそばでずっと見守っていてくれるかもしれないけれど、私のお母さんはもう私のことなんか忘れてしまって。
To be fair, yeah, most likely, because you're most likely fucking dead.
例えば今はユウマさんが教えてくれた神様の場所、天国の本屋さんで次はどこの誰に生まれ変わろうかって、そんなことを考えていて。
Josh even cares to see what I'm up to, Kana says, gazing forlornly at the moon. The moon. At some point in time, at some place, by doing of some unknown person, that silver, somewhat orange moon was savagely destroyed. For reasons unknown to me, now when people look up at the moon at night, all they see is that symbol of ruinment. Kana herself gazes up at it now. Her mien almost seems to say to me, if she wishes with all her heart, if she gazes strongly enough, she believes that the moon will fulfill her wish.
そして今管理人さんが私のお母さんの居場所を探してくれていますけど、でもその結果を知るのが私とても怖いんです。
I'm afraid of being alone. I don't want to be alone. I can almost hear Kana's inner thoughts carried to my heart through the sea breeze. Look, Kana, what I'm about to say may not be true. If it's not, then that's fine. It's possible the reason you've been coming to the lighthouse so much recently has nothing to do with wanting a quiet place to think, as you told me. That's the real reason, because we're trying to work up the courage to jump from here again. The first time, you'd given up on the idea, but still fell by accident and nearly died. The second time, she'd willingly decided to jump, but it saved her life. And the third time, this could be it. This girl, Minami Kana, her attitude towards life itself always appeared somewhat carefree to me. She was always so joyful and positive, so why is she about to do this? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you weren't thinking of jumping and ending all of your suffering. Tell me you haven't cornered yourself into believing death is the only solution. Tell me this isn't how you intend to fight back. Kana doesn't answer me, and President. I wanted to tell me I'm wrong. I wanted to shut down every one of these awful thoughts swirling around in my head right now. Alright then. Say no more. Nothing will change if we just stand around here talking forever. We'll just keep endlessly going around in circles like a dog chasing its own tail. You can agonize over things as much as you need to. If you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, it's okay to keep your eyes closed. If you don't need to force a smile. You don't need to pretend to be cheerful or fight and struggle against some unwinnable foe. Rain follows after clouds appear. Once the rain clears, the sun comes. The sky is bright and all. If you look up, you can see a beautiful rainbow stretching across the sky. The pain and suffering will end, Kana, and many good things will await you. You might think that sounds cheesy, but that it's just a child's fantasy. But it's true. It's an undeniable truth. This world we live in operates under that law. I swear it does. That very moment, the wind blows. Huh? A gust of wind comes from the direction of the sea with such intensity that my eyes reflexively narrow. The gale sweeps Kana off her feet. Her figure totters before disappearing from my sight entirely. The whole scene seems to flash by in slow motion. Kana! I call out. I don't know if I produced that sound or whether it was all in my mind. Regardless, I call her name and leap forward, stretching out my arms as far as they'll go. I grab onto her arm as she dangles in the air. The hard railing digs into my chest, nearly winding me. Oh no, she's attempting percussive maintenance therapy again. Terrible. This time actually is looking like a lot worse because this time she's heading for the ocean. Also, Alethea. Did I ever talk about what the fuck Alethea even means? I forgot at this point. I looked it up soon after I started the game. I open my browser, the first thing I see is a picture of fucking Kylus, the male Star Rail main character, just like wrapped in a blankie like a little toddler, just like lying in Kafka's arms while she's just like giving him the bottle, the wine bottle. She's just like fucking feeding, it's just fucking like making him drink wine like that, as if she's fucking feeding a baby, and like that stunned me for a second. Oh boy. Aletheia, meaning in philosophy. God damn it, it vanished again. There we go. Caught it. Aletheia or Aletheia is truth or disclosure in philosophy. In originating in ancient Greek philosophy, the term was explicitly used for the first time in the history of philosophy by Parmenides in his poem on nature, which he contrasted with doxa. Doxa meaning a popular belief or a popular opinion generally. It was revived in the works of 20th century philosopher Martin Heidegger. Although often translated as truth, Heidegger argued that it is distinct from common conceptions of truth. The music is going hard, by the way. Don't talk, I'm gonna pull you up! Don't talk, please! You better not tell me to let go, I swear no one I'm letting that happen. Use both hands to grab on and steady her before getting ready to pull her up. Be quiet! It'll rain tomorrow, I guarantee you! Since it's cloudy today, rain might come tomorrow. It might pour and pour. Sheets upon sheets of rain, almost like the sky itself is weeping. But that's fine! Can't believe in the sunshine, it'll inevitably come after. Then you won't rest until... Then I won't rest until you can. I don't care how long it takes. Begin to pull up as slowly and as carefully as I can. I can't afford to drop her. Might not be good enough. I know I could never hope to replace your mom. But even then, I say, focusing on as much power into my arms as I can to hoist her up. I'll stay with you as long as it takes. Till you're able to smile, Kana. Smile again, Kana. Of course! I'll be right there with you, even during your most vulnerable moments. I only promise you wouldn't cry, but if you really feel like you need to, then you should. Don't care what anyone else thinks. Wail and bawl your eyes out. Just please promise me one thing. But let lip and look away. No matter how bad it gets, don't try to end your own life again. Don't climb up here again. Don't even think about it. If you choose to end it all, sunshine will never come. It'll rain forever. You'll never find the happiness that you so deserve, and that would be far, far too cruel. You may think that nobody would miss you if you died, or nobody would grieve for you. That's what you truly honestly believe is that if you actually did die, I want you to know, I'd be devastated, so much so that I'd want to die myself. That's so odd. Can't believe it. I'm actually crying. The tears fall and wet Kana's cheeks. Wonder why. They kind of really did. Maybe this girl in front of me truly wanted to end her own life. As soon as I realized that those kind of self-deprecating thoughts were going through her head, I felt such cold, heavy, heart-wrenching sadness. Susan's words echo in her mind at this moment. The Beyond loves each and every human being unconditionally. I'd be devastated if you were gone, Kana. I don't even want to imagine a world without you. I'd pull her up. I suddenly had a very, very odd thought. What if the MC is not an actual, like, human as we would think? He is literally the quote-unquote, like, the fucking function of the program in the Great Library that went missing and caused it to go out of control. It went out of control because, like, the quote-unquote admin that was in charge of it just, like, fucking vanished all of a sudden. I'm a bit too thick. No, I said the theory out loud, but I don't believe it myself. I pull her up. And then I managed to get her safely back on the balcony. She immediately sinks down to her knees. Kana, what's wrong? Are you okay? She replies vacantly. I, for my part, smile a little as I furtively wipe my tears. Ready to go home? Everyone's waiting for you. They're worried sick. And even I am. Let's go home. Ayumu has her mom's book. What if that's the case? And that's why Ayumu was so insistent on him helping her.
Hi.
She nods and takes my outstretched hand. She and I walk through the dim shopping district holding hands. I look up and see the same old moon. Shines brilliantly through the night sky, as though conveying to her that it will fulfill her wish. You know what? A sudden thought comes to my mind. We actually walked through here like this the night we first met, remember? Well, I guess it was technically the second time we met. I had my grip on her hand ever so slightly. My memories are a little fuzzy on it, but when I came across you and you'd broken your glasses, I really did make it just in the nick of time. She doesn't speak. She's being uncharacteristically quiet tonight. that in and of itself worries me a bit. All she merely does is keep walking, holding my hand with her eyes glued to the pavement. Eventually, the dorm building comes into view.
ユーマさん。
She suddenly stops, her hand still interlocked with mine, and calls my name. Yeah?
聞いてもいいですか？ユーマさん。
Sure.
さっきそばにいてくれるって言ってくれました。あれは私の聞き間違いじゃないですよね。
I did say that.
私がどれだけ情けなくても弱くてもそばにいてくれるって、それが私の聞き間違いではないのなら、あの言葉は本当ですか？
Hold on, need to like change it just barely. The wind doesn't get picked up by my microphone. What do you mean?
嘘とか冗談とかそういったものではないですか？
Of course not. Though I don't know how much help that'll be.
そんなことないです。それにユーマさん、私。
She hangs her head. She then sinks into silence. This really is uncharacteristic of her. I want her to smile. I want to see that unfading smile of hers. Promise you, no matter how bad things get for you in the future, I'll always be by your side. I want to be with you as long as that wouldn't be a bother for you.
約束？
Yep, another one to add to the list, I suppose. Put up a light smile. Bill kind of averts her gaze. What emotion is going through her right now as she stands next to me? I'm still far from knowing what her true feelings for me are. Focus my attention on the hand which I'm holding. If I just focus my feelings a slight bit, I should be able to understand the burden weighing on her mind, using Shinku's power. Whatever it is that's tormenting her seems to be complicated, and it probably can't be summed up in just one thing. But even if only ever so slightly, I have the ability to lighten that suffering.
あんな場所から飛び降りようだなんてことは、もう二度と考えないようにさせることくらいはできるかもしれないな。
Shinku responds to my feelings, I can tell. She's ready to use the power at any time. But I'm gonna hold off on that for the time being, I think. I just want to take things slowly, take our time. If Kana doesn't feel that she can be happy right at this very moment, accept that. If I pull the trigger and use the power right now, there's no telling what kind of far-reaching impact it may have on our future. That's why I want to take things slowly and let it all unfold naturally. I want to rely on our own willpower, on the power of any magic. I want to try everything that I can. Anything if it means that Kana won't ever think of jumping again.
ユーマさん、今日はごめんなさい。迷惑を、心配をさせてしまいました。
Nothing wrong with that. Let's just glad you're safe. He averts her eyes.
私、先に戻ってますね。
What? But she quickly dashes off, pretending not to have heard me.
ただいま帰りました。
Sliding open the front door, she rushes inside. Now all alone, I stare up at the night sky. Made it through the day at least, but still, I'm still in a state of limbo for now. Still don't know anything about Kana, anything at all. That was the moment she actually fucking fell. Like before, it was essentially her trying to like act like, okay, I need to love him, I need to love him, I need to love him. That was the moment she actually fucking fell for him, probably. Like the embarrassment set in, you know. Heave a sigh as I stand in the kitchen doing the dishes after dinner. Kana's been acting weird today. I wonder what's up with her. It's been one whole day since my dialogue with her and her near fall from the lighthouse. However, she has yet to return to her usual self. This time it's obvious even to me. So obvious that I don't need Ayumi to point it out to me. I just don't know. I sigh for the umpteenth time today.
あんまり気にするな。女の子は忙しいんだ。男と違って複雑なんだ。その日その日で気分も変わる。一日一日が大忙しなんだよ。
You just suddenly at least are aware it can be a pain in the ass sometimes. That's true. Guess I wouldn't really know. Revisit today's happenings in my mind, trying to think of any point during the day in which I may have done something inconsiderate to her or spoken something I shouldn't have. It definitely isn't the first time today that I'm running through the same trail of thoughts. I start with the beginning of the day. Morning, Kana. Strolling in the dining room, I found her setting the table for breakfast, clad in her maid outfit. You sleep well last night? She instantly cowered and turned her back to me. And then came... silence. Huh? Had I done something to upset her? Kana? Silence persisted. Her hand was shaking slightly. The plates on top of it clattered as it did so. Hey, are you okay? My immediate worry was that she might still be feeling depressed after yesterday. What's the matter, Kana? If there's something on your mind, you could talk to me about it. Placed my hand on her shoulder, hoping to get her to turn back around. She dropped the tray in spectacular fashion. It almost reminded me of a cat with its fur standing on end. That sounded like an RPG Maker sound effect. Right, that actually sounded like a fucking RPG Maker sound effect. That final parting remark kind of raced out of the dining room. What? Stood there by myself, stupefied. Why'd you leave me here all by my lonesome self? Why on earth did she randomly blurt out Mount Everest? Moving on to lunchtime. Hey, Gun, I want to come in and lunch together. Approach room 101 and lightly knock on the door. The awkward event this morning was so bothering me, so I wanted to do something about it. You in there, Kana? All of a sudden, I hear a loud crash from inside. Well, I guess that's the ass. What was that noise? It sounded like she'd accidentally crashed into something. Turned the doorknob. The door was unlocked. I'm gonna come in, okay? Open the door. Walk inside, I found Kana sitting down facing her desk. At a moment that her eyes saw my face, she started banging her head violently against the desktop. Yep, there we go. It's happening. What was before just essentially a state of I need to fulfill my promise has now turned into young blossoming love, which probably doesn't help that it probably also jumpstart her like mental aging process that she said was frozen before now. Like, what any other girl her age would be able to somewhat only calmly register as, yeah, okay, I fell for him. She is essentially in a massive fucking panic over. Then fell to the floor and began rolling around while clutching her forehead in pain. How should I describe my reaction seeing this? It was somewhat confusing. What on earth are you doing? There's some sort of ritual. I was scared, also concerned, and one place than one. Kana, wait! She flung open the window and jumped outside, still barefoot. A woman after my own heart. Listen, like I said, I'm currently like experiencing fucking Bethley's route, and the college arc, the fucking day where they build the igloo, fucking Emil just like seeing the snow outside and just like immediately jumping out the fucking window. Just like, ah yes, a man after my own heart. They all learn from the best of them. A man, Toru. Honestly, God, I cannot entirely see how I would possibly absolutely despise the Primal Hearts 1 MC even more than I than I did at the start, and like also being less accepting of him after having finished the game if I hadn't played Sakura Sakura beforehand, because Sora was literally just like same character type to a degree, but worse. All I could do was stare out there in the daze. Hey, Shinku.
なんだユーマ。
You don't suppose she hates me, do you?
さあ、どうかな。
Shinku merely grinned at me in amusement, but personally I saw nothing humorous about the situation. Finally, dinner, which brings us back to present time. I mean, what's going on? Finished washing all the dishes and am now thinking about what to do next. Kana never showed up to eat dinner. I reckon that she probably wasn't going to come out if I went to get her, so I had Suzu go in my stead. She didn't have any luck either, apparently. She returned and informed me that Kana said that she was on some sort of diet and therefore wouldn't need dinner. So it goes. After witnessing Kana's peculiar behavior firsthand, Suzu immediately pointed the blame at me, and it wasn't long before the others followed her cue. They figured I must have done something to hurt her feelings. Aimu in particular seemed very grumpy. Sure, his expression was as vacant as always, but there was a glint in his gaze that told me he had no desire whatsoever to speak with me. It's not my fault, though! I'm innocent! I have no idea what exactly they think I did, but whatever it is, I didn't do it. Being falsely accused by a lot of them. At least I hope I am. Oh no. I do all of them think like, oh no, he called her fat, but in reality she's just over here like, I need to lose weight. I don't want his arms to hurt if that ever happens again. Like he looked in pain after his torso slammed into the railing, accelerated by my falling body. Tell me, Shinku.
どうした？
There's a question that's been floating around in my mind all throughout today. I know it's a tad late to be realizing this, but don't think Kana's been avoiding me. But you don't think Kana's been avoiding me, do you? I don't want to believe it at first. Didn't want to believe it at first, but her not showing up to dinner kind of settled it for me.
避けられてるか。それは微妙な線だな。そうだとも言えるし、そうじゃないとも言える。
Oh.
ああ、うん。そうだよ。少なくとも私にはそんな風に見えるんだ。
Yeah, but the thing is that she hasn't even looked me in the eye once since yesterday. She's been speaking to everyone just like normal, but for some reason she's just avoiding conversation entirely with me. I actually come to think that she said she wasn't looking at me in the eye, but I said she wasn't looking me in the eye, but really she isn't even looking at my face, period. Those are the reasons why I feel like she's avoiding me. What if I'd known and committed some egregious affront to her yesterday when she and I were together? Something so terribly offensive that it's no wonder that she's upset with me as upset with me as she is right now. Or maybe it wasn't anything I did. Maybe kind of simply feeling regret. I got the impression that she had been taking her promise from musical seriously, her promise to fall in love with me. Almost like she thought that if she didn't strive to fulfill her side of the agreement, I wouldn't have saved her. I know that I only have myself to blame for that, but it's still a depressing thought. I have no idea how serious she is about me, nor have I any way of knowing. Anyhow, I don't think I can say 100% with 100% certainty that the affection she's displayed to me thus far hasn't all been a lie. God damn it, stop pressing the button! But it would only be natural to assume after knowing what I do now that it wasn't fully genuine. In conclusion, she doesn't actually like me and now regrets all the various things she did to try and force her feelings in that direction. That would certainly explain her behavior today, even if I can't think of a reason as to why she'd suddenly feel regret. Did that skip forward? It felt like it did. So I've now found it. A reason for Kana's drastic change in behavior over the course of a single night. I knew it was a fruitless task to try and scour my memories for anything I might have said to hurt her. Alright then, the reason she's been running from me and avoiding eye contact is all because she's under the impression that I misunderstood her intentions and now thinks she likes me. But something about the explanation just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know why. I really don't know why. What's causing me to feel this way? The thought that Kana's deliberately avoiding me is causing my heart to quiver. That's weird. I feel so depressed right now for some reason. I heave a sigh. A sigh which comes from the deepest parts of my heart.
ダメだぞユーマ。
Huh?
そういうことをあんまり思い詰めるなってことだよ。
These things as in what things?
そういうことはそういうことだ。カナの気持ちはユーマが考えたってわからない。人は人を自在には変えられないようにできてるんだ。同様に人は人の気持ちをどこまでも理解できない。考えたって仕方のないことを考えてたって時間の無駄なんだよ。そういうのは。
Right. Yes, that's true.
お風呂にでも入ってさっぱりしたらどうだ？そうしたら気持ちも変わるかもしれないぞ。
Sure. Sounds like a good idea. I'll take a long soak in the warm tub and think about things.
だからわからないやつだなユーマは。そんなものを考えたって意味がないんだって。今私がそう言ったばかりじゃ。
Turning off my fucking webcam, taking off my shirt. Hi, Kana! Why do I have this odd sense of deja vu right now? She's very reminiscent of a certain scenario that I'd recently gotten into with my childhood friend. Right, I'm equipped. I know how to handle these sorts of situations. Don't panic. Causing a fuss only makes things worse. Hey there, Kana. How's it going? I give a casual wave. Pretty good underwear you got on there. Shinku heaves a heavy sigh. A what now? Donk! Oh hey, would you look at that? Percussive maintenance theory. The therapy. The title writes itself! Ah! Some yellow object comes flying at me and directly strikes me in the face. Only then do I realize that it's a rubber duck. For some reason the rubber duck has thick eyebrows drawn on it and a black marker. What's this? Someone please help me understand. Please someone help me understand. The exceedingly smug face seems to be shouting at me, Divine punishment! Kind of begins to throw the entire legion of ducks at me, one after another. Face a deep red. Wait, stop! I didn't walk on here to peep on you! Where'd you even get all these ducks? The shouts and screams echoed throughout the hall, and the residents come rushing over all at once.
何やってんの君たちは。
No, I promise that's not what it.
お兄さん、まさか覗きなのですか？
Listen, at this point, literally just like I wanted to take a bath and accidentally walked in there. I did not know she was in there. Taka cocks her head to the side. No, of course not. There's a wise saying we have in this world of ours. Accidents happen.
やった。
I'm going to slap you, silly. I don't care if you're Renya's sister. What?
これはきっとラッキースケベなの。やったね、お兄ちゃん。ラッキー？
Casa stares at me with confusion. No, whatever you're thinking, you're wrong. My intentions were not impure. And I really... Whoops. And I didn't really expect her of all people to react in such an embarrassed way to something like this. She slams the changing room door shut. Kana was an accident! Let me defend myself! Come on, please! I bang on the door. Why am I so desperate?
あんたね、反省するということを知らないの？もしくは学習するってことを。
We desperately need in-use signs for these goddamn bathrooms. Neo is fuming. What are you talking about?
私の着替え中にも同じように侵入してきたこと、まさか 忘れたとは言わせないわよ。
No, I remember that, but it's just, I've never seen Tsukasa look at anything with such disappointment.
私信じています、お兄さんのこと。
She puts her hands together.
お兄さんはおっぱいの神様です。だからきっと私などには理解できない崇高な理由があるのですよね。そうですよね。お兄さんはやっぱりすごい人なのです。
Her faith hurts. I just feel extremely dejected right now.
どうしよう。
I, Mina Mikana, much to myself in distress. I'm back in my room, my body still flushed from my bath.
どうしよう。なんだか私ちょっと変だよ。
The events of the night prior were playing on loop inside my head. If you died, I'd be devastated, he said. I'll stay by your side. My face is burning hot. I curiously pressed my hands against my cheeks. They're hot, very, very hot. Feels like my hands are going to be cooked. What a silly thought. Something truly is wrong with me.
どうしよう。おかしいよ。変だよ私。あの人の顔がまともに見れないよ。
I was so elated last night that he'd made that promise to me. It was like his words had sent a wave of warmth through my heart. He'll be there for me. He'll keep his promise with me.
嬉しい。ありがとう、魔法使いさん。大好き。大好きなんだよ。
I do, but I've been feeling funny ever since I woke up in this morning. Now I'm unable to even look at his face. Why? I don't understand my own self. I don't understand my own feelings. When I close my eyes, I see his face. That's what always happens. In doing so, I feel empowered to live and be strong. It's as though he's lit a flame inside my heart that grants me that courage. But now when I think of him, my heart begins to thump and thump.
なんだか息ができなくなるの。
she just drops. Like that sound made it sound like literally, I feel like I can't breathe properly, followed by that sound just makes it sound like she just fucking collapsed. Like fucking out cold. I slumped down and laid my head on my desk. I sighed.
私どうしちゃったんだろう。あの人のことを思うのはもうずっと習慣みたいになってたはずなのに。
Because it's turned from admiration to actual love now. No, I can't think of him in the same way that I used to. Just hearing his voice or thinking of his face makes my face turn embarrassingly red. I can't bring myself to look in his eyes when he smiles so sweetly at me.
今日の私絶対変だったよね。おかしな子に思われたかな。
But when I think of that word, weird, I realize that I've never quite been acting normal in any sense of the word.
私はあの人にまた出会えたことがとても嬉しくて、だから夢中になってあの人に振り向いてもらおうと頑張ったけど。
In hindsight, I realized that I may have been a bit overbearing in my approach, calling myself his wife, calling him my husband, sleeping in his bed.
そのパンツをあげるとか。
Somehow I managed to do those things without feeling a hint of shame. I never think about them now. I'm overcome with an intense embarrassment. My face gets hotter and hotter. I slam my head on the table before me.
痛い。
Tears begin to well in my eyes. What on earth am I doing? This is beyond strange. I sighed again. Now to think about it, I've been sighing an awful lot today.
大好き。
I place my hands on my chest and whisper those words to confirm my own feelings.
好きになる。
Feel a sting in my chest. That is the answer I need.
ママさん、私を守ってくれる魔法使いさん。私のために泣いてくれていた。お願いだから死なないでって。
and offered me a new promise to always be there for me. Just recalling it is enough. Enough to move me to tears. I'm allowed to be alive, and when I realize that, my heart, my head, every part of me begins to tremble. No, I can't cry. I mustn't. Using my hands, I wipe away my tears. In any case, just so happy that he accepted all of my weaknesses. It makes me feel really restless. My face still slumped down on the desk. I start to prod at the toy duck that's fallen over on the table. I'm happy. I'm in love, and I feel a little lonely. And I also feel terribly gloomy. What's this chaotic maelstrom of feelings? It's so strange. What do you think of him? Feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I'm sure I must look like a lunatic right now, banging my head against my desk, squirming around, then grinning to myself like a fool. Slowly I close my eyes. It would be the best for me to just go to sleep. I know that my time left is limited. But still, for now at least, I just want to indulge in this jumbled mess of happiness a little longer. Well, ain't that a fucking loaded goddamn sentence. Goddamn. Fucking crucified? What? Also, let me just do this to end the part so I don't have to button up my shirt again. So I can, because I do feel the need to actually like put the goddamn camera back on for at least the end of the part. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye. Hold on, let me actually save while we're still here. Let's be fair. Boom. Bye.